Good morning. I just wanted to come on and do a little quick update. I'm day 3 post-op. So surgery day, they don't count as a post-op day because you're so full of drugs and anesthesia, and it takes a good 24 hours for that to wear off. So the day after surgery day, is your first post-op day. So that would have been Tuesday for me. And post-op day, my surgery was on a Monday. And I spent that night in the hospital and then came home on Tuesday, the next day, my first post-op day. And it was pretty rough getting home. Just really in a lot of pain at that particular time. And I got home, and I don't know if it was the driving home that gave me motion sickness. I was having those really severe gas pains that all the videos that I watched about other women and their abdominal hysterectomies had warned me of this severe abdominal cramping that happens because they put the CO2 in your abdominal cavity, when you're having surgery, and then your body has to figure out how to process all that. And so your intestines constrict and cramp. And honestly, it felt like labor. It was so weird. And it I could time it too. They were about a minute or two apart, these contractions, and they were hardcore. I was like, what is happening? This is craziness. That it hurt more than the incision site for sure, which seemed really bizarre. And so when I got home, I threw up, and vomiting after having major open abdominal surgery is no bueno. Don't do that. If you can avoid it. Don't laugh either, because that hurts too. Or cry. But do fart. Sorry for the TMI, but they want you to do that as much as possible. Oh, it's crazy though. I did vomit, and that was maybe the worst of it, because that hurt a lot, as you can imagine. But then the nauseous feeling did subside. The cramps got better. And I kept taking, I took Gas-X in the hospital. I had a friend cue me, take Gas-X, take some in and take one right after surgery. And I did. And then she'll listen to this and she'll know that I did it. And then my other nurse in the hospital, she also just kept giving me Gas-X every 6 hours or whatever. So that continued. So that, I think, was helpful. I started drinking Miralax when I got home, and my bowels finally did move yesterday evening. And that was kind of a hallelujah moment. But I know that sounds really funny, but it really is important after that kind of a surgery. Any kind of surgery, but particularly when they're taking your intestines out of your body. Anyway, so yay for that. Miralax, stool softener. I also do a probiotic psyllium fiber. And that's something I take regularly anyway. The Miralax is something that I wouldn't, do aside from this and the stool softener. That's just, but that seems to be doing the trick. I have not needed pain medication like I thought. I've only taken, I did in the hospital take it kind of as administered. But then when I got home, I went 12 hours without oxy. And then I've been just taking my, ibuprofen and my Tylenol, consecutively every other time. And then I usually, the last couple nights, I've woken up in some pain. And so I've taken that oxy like in the middle of the night, but it's been like every 24 hours, 22 hours instead of, every 6 hours like it was in the hospital. So that's really great. I'm feeling good about that. I'm able to get up and move around pretty well. My husband had to help me out of bed the first couple of times when I got home, but now I'm maneuvering pretty well. I will say I woke up this morning, which would be day 3 post-op, and I was really, like, my body's just really sore, like my whole body, like, it's been through a trauma. It feels a bit like a train wreck, but it's not unexpected. And the anesthesia I can tell is worn off, like the fogginess is gone, which is really good. And I know that just day by day, it'll just be improving and improving. So I shuffle around the house. I wouldn't call it walking, shuffling, but I'm starting to stand up taller. I was hunchback, for a while there. And sorry I didn't do anything to look halfway decent, but it just doesn't matter when you're recovering from a surgery. Anyway, I just want to say that it's bearable, manageable. I got through it. Anybody can do this too if you're considering it and you have a medical reason for doing it. It's worth it, because I just know that I'm going to feel so much better. And knowing that there was like an actual condition like in my uterus, it was diseased, and I'll put that in the notes. And adenomyosis, or I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but it wasn't something that was picked up on during the ultrasounds or the biopsies that I had prior to surgery, because it was in the uterine muscle, and they couldn't have known. But the only treatment for it is a hysterectomy. That's the only cure. So that's kind of validating, but. And then, of course, the fibroids and being anemic going into surgery, like all those factors were definitely still there. So anyway, that is my update. And day 3 post-op, I have some color back in my face. I'm getting better, and I can tell it's going to be, a week or so before I feel like taking a long walk or something like that. But I can see the light. So thanks for all of your support. I have such a great community, and I'm very, very grateful for my friends and family and all of their help. And my husband's been a rock star. Men are so cute. They just need to be asked, and he'll do anything in the world for me. I just have to ask him, because he's not a mind reader. I have to always remind myself. I think that women, we kind of read minds a little bit better, but that's one of our superpowers. Anyway, everybody, I want to say thank you. So appreciate you all, and I hope this helps somebody out there. And I will put a little notes description of what I went over here if I can remember. My brain's still foggy, I'll tell you that.